Hey everybody, this video tutorial is if you've decided to do choice 2 from the analyzing point of view slide. So here we are, this is the slide. In choice 2, you're going to be picking a character from the list I've given you, and you're going to be pretending that you're interviewing them. By the way, I want to apologize for the noises in the background. My dog is playing catch with himself, so he's very loud. Anyway, choice 2, you're interviewing a character. Click on the instructions that I've linked down here, and that's going to give you some more details about what I'm looking for from this. First of all, I want you to make sure that you watch this video tutorial, what you're doing. Watch the whole thing, so I'm going to give you a lot of really important information here. Then what you're going to do first is pick one of these 4 characters to pretend that you're interviewing. And I am going to ask that you pick one of these 4. I know you might have another character in mind that you'd like to interview, but just for the sake of me being able to grade these assignments fairly and me being able to find all of the things I'm looking for to assess you with this, I want you to pick one of these 4. So do that, and then there are a couple requirements that I want to see when you are typing up your interview with this character. First of all, and this one's really important, I want you to make sure you are asking at least 5 questions to this character. That way you're getting at a variety of angles and you're getting plenty of depth in your interview. So that's the first and perhaps most important requirement. Along with each of those 5 questions, you're not only going to ask the question of the character, but then you're going to put yourself in the shoes of that character and imagine what their response would be. So that's your second requirement here. You also include the character's answer to that question. So if you tally that up, that should be at least 10 sentences that you have written for this interview. But again, if you want to do more than that, you are more than welcome to. Besides length, there are a couple of things that I want to see in the content of your interview. First of all, I'm going to say this in general. It's not listed in your requirements here, but I want you to make sure that you are going in depth with this interview. So questions I don't want to see so much are questions like, what is your name? Or how old are you? Or basic questions that really anybody could answer without fully understanding that character. I'm looking more for questions where you really do have to understand who that character is and their point of view to be able to answer them. So these would be things like, well, actually, like these requirements I have listed second here. So how does a character feel about something would be a really great one. Let's pretend I'm interviewing Scrooge. That's one of your choices up here. You could ask him something like, how do you feel about the fact that you've changed? That would be a really great question because that's not a question with one answer, with one right answer. There are many ways that you could go about answering that question. And if you do that, that shows me that you understand who Scrooge is. So that's another way to think of this. Don't ask questions that have one right answer. That tells me that you're not really going in enough depth with this question. And our last one here, I do want you to ask some sort of question that is getting at how the character solves a problem that they have. So looking at, here's an example, our second choice, you could interview Victor after he's returned from his first day of school. So if you're doing that, think what was the main problem that Victor experienced throughout the day at school? This is something we talked about a couple weeks ago. Ask him about that and then imagine what his response would be. Again, then you're getting into a little more depth with your interview. So these just give you an idea of what I'm looking for. And remember, the point of this assignment is for you to show me that you understand how to see things from a character's point of view, how to put yourself in their shoes. You are going to do all of this on a separate Google Doc. So go ahead and make sure you pull up your own document for this. I'm going to do the same. Reason why, by the way, is because it would be too complicated if I assigned all of these on Classroom. I'm going to have you guys create your own. Title for this is actually pretty important, and that is because I am going to be getting probably around 140 to 150 of these assignments rolling in over the next couple weeks. So I want to make sure that your name and the title of this assignment are very clearly visible here. That way it's not going to get lost when I get all the emails with these coming in. So start with your name, the title, and then tell me which slide you're working on. So in this case, it would be point of view, and you are doing choice 2. So it's a very detailed title. That way I know exactly who this assignment belongs to and which one you're doing. For the interview, I'm going to strongly suggest that you set it up something like this. Label who is the one talking, because with an interview, you're going to be going back and forth between you as the interviewer and the character. So you want to make sure it is very clear who is the one doing the talking. Let's pretend that you are the interviewer. If you want to just say me, I'm the one asking the question, you can do that. And then you're going to type your question after this. So I'm saying something, question. Then right underneath that, let's say you are interviewing Scrooge. You're going to label this Scrooge. So when I'm looking at your assignment, I know that that is who is talking. And then you're going to write his response to that question. And it's just going to go back and forth like this. So next, you're going to ask another question of Scrooge. And he is going to answer. Just going to go back and forth like that. And keep in mind that 10 or that 5 question minimum that you have. This would count as 2 right now. There's 1 question, there's 2. But you also got to have that response for each of them. So that is the type of thing I'm looking for here. And this is a really great way to set this up. It's very clear. When you're done with that, make sure that you share this with me. So click that share button in the corner, type in my name, and my email address should pop up. There we go. Either of these is fine. I will get your assignment no matter which one you click. Otherwise, feel free to ask me any questions about this because I know this isn't a format that we've done yet in class. So if you have questions about how to set it up, let me know. Otherwise, good luck, and I cannot wait to read your interviews when you're done.